and they want to do this exact same thing. They want to bring this whole movement of women to the forefront and help to mobilize women for causes such as the Me Too movement, or for women crying out corporately versus individually. And so
I just forgot. I'm sorry to cut you off. The nursing president told me, one of the, I think, officers, executive of the nursing union, you know, this their nursing month or something like that, wishes to come on your show. Because, you know, you all talk about women issue and so forth like that. I tell her I'll just mention to you and give her your number so she can contact you. The nursing union.
Yes, absolutely. Sounds very good. Guys, let's quickly wrap it up. Oh, dang, we are totally out of time. So here it is now. Perline says, the Prime Minister's page. Shanique, how about nobody trusts what the government says anymore? They have lost the trust of the Bahamian people. Why can't the Prime Minister, why we can't have the Prime Minister to the people in a press conference, or address the people in a press conference? There are a lot of people who do not have a Facebook page. Wow. Sherman says, in Turks and Caicos Islands, the people and the government don't work together as one. And this is why we can't get nothing done here. But if we work together, we will get a lot more done here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Sherman says he's addressing Sherman. Schernert is addressing Sherman. I think it's like that everywhere that leaders are elected. Guys, thank you so much. I love this fantastic Facebook feed, and I love the fact that I have this big screen. It's incredible. Thank all of you for your text messages today, for your phone calls, and thank Troy and Glenroy and Mandel as well for being around the table.
I like how you said my name,
wonderful conversation today. Stay exactly where you are. The news, he's getting off. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
You need a little conversation. We can go wild with the
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, public nurses across this country staging a massive sick-out today. The media getting an inside look at the over-the-hill white paper draft by finance officials. And hundreds gearing up to jump in the line for Bahamas Carnival this weekend.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. A mass sick-out by public nurses taking place across this country today. Fern Carey tells us tonight that the move significantly impacted patient care and other medical services.
Nurses in the public healthcare system across the country staged a sick-out Monday, prompting the closure of a number of clinics and the postponement of a number of surgeries and other medical services. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands said the sick-out significantly impacted the healthcare system.
There seems to be an illness that has befallen a number of nurses around the country that has resulted in 80% of the nurses in Abaco not being on the job. 15 nurses at Elizabeth Estates not being on the job, many nurses at Fleming Street, Princess Margaret Hospital, Rand Memorial Hospital. We have had to stop elective surgery. We've had to discharge a number of people that are in the hospital that could be potentially discharged. We have dramatically reduced services across the country in response. And so many people who may have traveled for care would be turned away.
Dr. Sands said nurses' union leaders have decided not to return to the bargaining table until May 4th. Now, we reached out to head of the nurses' union, Amantia Williams, for comment. However, our calls were not returned up to news time.
Now be sure to stay tuned at 7 for more on this developing story. Health officials say the critical shortage of beds at the Princess Margaret Hospital continues to be a major challenge. The matter reportedly stems from a large number of boarders who are discharged patients that are still being provided with meals and lodging in the hospital. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands said while there has been a reduction in the number of boarders, the matter still persists.
We would have had the consultant staff go around the hospital and identify any patient who could be safely discharged from hospital today. Surgeries have been canceled. Procedures have been canceled. Clinics have been canceled. And so there's an artificial modification in the hospital census. again, none of these problems go away.
The witness protection concerns in this country impacting the status of some cases before the court. This revelation made by the Attorney General, Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel. He was sharing concerns while speaking in the Senate this morning on several bills, including the criminal evidence or witness anonymity bill. The Attorney General recalled incidents where witnesses were murdered, homes were invaded, and families terrorized. He explains how the impact is still being felt.
I'm informed that several pending cases cannot go forward right now because of these concerns. It is in the best interest, and the 2011 Act provides adequate safeguards. The judge has to be requested. The judge has a statutory duty, which the judge would exercise in any event, to balance the interests of justice against the right of a jury, ordinarily, to see and assess every aspect of the witness. Now, because the face is hidden and the voice is disguised, doesn't mean that the jury won't be able to assess things like, you know, movements and pauses and other things. But the judge assesses based on the seriousness of the charge, the nature of the offense, the submissions by the prosecution, submissions by the defendants. He does the weighing and balance.
And still to come, Ragged Islanders appealing for help. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $9.99, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to pay less? Or want to save more? Do both. Just bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. With a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank, you'll enjoy one easy monthly payment, plus the chance to win $5,000. So move your loans from other banks to Commonwealth Bank and get ready to pay less and save more.
Come on, it's time to go. We are the team, man.
Mom Genius. On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $12. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on Bay Street.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Phase 2 of the Over the Hill project begins in May and runs until April 2019. This was announced in a presentation at the Ministry of Finance. Director of Economic Development Planning in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicola Virgil Roll, gave a detailed look at the Over the Hill Community Development Partnership Initiative white paper. The initiative promises tax concessions for businesses and improved housing conditions for residents. Now be sure to tune in at 7 for more on that story. Members of Restoration Ragged Island calling on the government to address the outstanding needs on that island. Last year, September, Ragged Island was devastated by Hurricane Irma, and chairman of the association, Ellery Lockhart, says the temporary supply of water on the island is not sufficient to support reconstruction efforts.
People are really stressed. You can imagine going into hurricane season with the same issues that you had last year. So these will definitely be compounded. Give us the basic necessities, the things that every Bahamian take for granted. Those are the things that we would like to see restored back to the community of Ragged Island.
Another committee member expressed a need for building supplies as another hurricane season approaches.
These homes have been devastated since September, and not a single construction has been done. Reason why? Lack of water. Water has not been in existence on the island, and not only that, there's no nursing that's there. If somebody falls down, cuts themselves, or has an accident, there's no one there to provide any kind of triage support. And we're not going to tell any of our residents to go do any of that kind of construction without a nurse being present, because you know it can happen. Accidents happen, somebody can cut themselves severely, and they can bleed to death because no one knows how to treat the wound immediately.
The Bonefish National Pond is a huge tourist attraction with about 1,100 visitors each year, accounting for about $1 million to the country's tourism spend. Outside of the touristic stimulation, the Bonefish Pond National Park also helps to protect 30,416 New Providence residents in terms of erosion and flooding. Now, according to a report by the Bahamas Protected, a 3-year initiative to effectively manage and expand the Bahamian marine protected areas. This protection is in thanks to the mangroves, coral reefs, and seagrass, which decreases the intensity of waves and surges from storms. The Nature Conservancy, the Bahamas National Trust, and the Bahamas Reef Environment Educational Foundation all assist in safeguarding the economic value of marine ecosystems. The government high school has been in existence for the past 93 years and has educated thousands, many of whom have gone on to become great nation builders. Today, during special assembly at its Yellow Elder campus, staff and students saluted 6 of them, which included 3 former prime ministers. C. Escar Adderley reports.
Former Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie was one of 6 nation builders that staff and students at the government high school honored Monday morning during a special unveiling and naming ceremony. Mr. Christie saluted his alma mater for their efforts and encouraged more Bahamians to do the same.
It is so important for us in our country to record our history, because the history of a country is made up of the stories of men and women who distinguish themselves. And the compilation of their life stories interwoven, put into a book, becomes the story of a nation.
In commemoration of the occasion, designated areas of the Yellow Elder campus were renamed after the honorees. Former Governor General Dame Ivy Dumont was also honored at that ceremony. The former GHS student, who was also the Minister of Education, was especially proud to be honored. She reminded students of the rich legacy GHS has and that they should walk in that pride from the moment they put on their royal blue and white uniform.
The uniform of Government High School started many, many years ago. It has been a proud emblem. And everybody knows that when you put that on, you walk tall with your head up and your shoulders back, and nobody's school is as good as yours. Amen. And so when I see Government High School students, I am proud. I'm proud because once I wore that uniform, and after I had washed and starched my uniforms on a Friday evening or a Saturday morning, I felt as if I had achieved the world.
Find out who else was honored at today's ceremony. That's coming up at 7. C.S. Scotterly, ZNS Network News.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis following tradition today by celebrating his birthday with the administration, staff and students of the Gambier Primary School. The Prime Minister was on official government business in London, England during his birthday early this month. However, he wanted to maintain his commitment to the school located in his constituency of Killarney. The school celebrated the occasion with a birthday cake under a tree decorated with the Bahamian flag. The students also listened attentively while the Prime Minister's wife wife, Mrs. Patricia Minnis, read a book to them. A choir of students also sang a song to the Prime Minister for his birthday. The Prime Minister then presented the book, The Three Little Pigs, to the school. Prime Minister Minnis thanked the students for participating in this gesture and encouraged them to do well in their academic studies. The fourth edition of the Bahamas Carnival is just days away, and President of the Carnival Band Owners Association, Dario Torelli, anticipates the three-day event will be a huge success. He says there has been lots of interest from tourists and locals. Some 17 bands have registered to participate in Carnival this year, and with each group offering beautiful costumes with packages that meet different budgets, Torelli is urging all to pick a band and get ready for the road.
We'll go as one big unit on the road and give the spectators and our revelers, who's paid customers, the best experience they can get and expose the country to the world. This is the greatest street festival. Carnival is the biggest industry outside of tourism for this country right now. And so our job is to, create jobs, put heads in beds, and have fun while we do it and bring people into the country to spend money. We need new money, and this is what we do. And as ambassadors, we take this very serious. This is a year-long process, and next month, first Saturday, it will end for us, and then we'll start it all over again.
Aside from Road Fever, there will be 3 nights of concerts with performances from Marshall Montano, Destra Garcia, and the first time DJ Khalid. Torelli expects the 3 days of revelry will attract thousands and says the event can grow to become extremely profitable for the Bahamas.
The first year, we did over 7,000 people on the parade. That's phenomenal for the first year. The second year, we did just above that. The third year, of course, we went just a bit low when they tried to change the date. So we are anticipating more than 8,000 people this year. Hopefully 3,000, that could be looking at foreigners. And so, I give you stats from South America. Brazil did $1.3 billion in their carnival last year. Barranquilla did just under $100 million. So there's no reason why we can't do 57 million like Trinidad or 93 million like Mardi Gras every year.
And stay close. Sports is up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs.
From the latest in cell phones and accessories, like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
To the greatest mother in the world, thank you. Happy Mother's Day from the both of us.
This is for me.
Oh my gosh!
So this is what we doing now? Okay, bro, watch this. For me, I have a surprise for you. Come with me.
You got to be kidding me.
Don't let your sibling one-up you this Mother's Day. Come on down to Carnival, Bahamas and catch their Mother's Day sale today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Here's your first look at sports. The National Family Island Regatta came to a close on Saturday night in beautiful Georgetown, Exuma. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resource, who has responsibility for regattas, Renwood Wells, praised the skippers and spoke about the beauty of the island.
For the 65th time, the unmatched beauty of the waters of Elizabeth Harbor has hosted sailors from throughout the islands of the Bahamas. The wider community of Exuma has once again hosted the Bahamas and indeed the world in competition, culture, and camaraderie. And I can say that that song is ringing in my ear. And I understand what it means now when it says, oh Lord, we didn't know Exuma sweet like that.
The Bahamas men's national beach soccer team were on the sand this weekend playing in their first major international competition on the air, the Bahamas Beach Soccer Cup. The team played USA on Sunday and fell 4-2.
Process, we lost the game today. It was a tough game. We had our chances. The only difference is we didn't put them away, We had 3-4 chances where we should have scored, and unfortunately we did not, and was only able to come out with 1 goal.
We know it's going to be a tough game, so we came out and played a good first quarter, and we just had chances and we didn't put them away. Like, for example, me, I had one and hit the post, and then I had a bicycle and missed, so we had chances and we didn't put them away.
The Bahamas Basketball Federation National Bunny Lavarity Round Robin Championship was staged in Grand Bahama on the weekend. Our Ricardo Lightbon brings us the play-by-play.
The Reach Out Saints and the Providence Breezes High Flyers played for the Division II title. The Flyers led 43-38 at the break. The Saints went on a run and led 58-55 after 3. Well, the Reach Out Saints took the Division II title with an 87-79 win. Regis Cooper led the Saints to 21 points and named Tournament MVP. As far as the Flyers, Jeremy Neely had 17 points and a happy coach Dudley said.
We represent Grand Bahama. I waited 3 years for this, and we finally got the Commonwealth. It's a good feeling because we didn't give up tonight, and it really shows that you have to win with a team and not individuals.
The Division I title went to New Providence as the Commonwealth Bank Giants scored and put it to the fast track Gym Rats 86-80. Deshaun Taylor working in the paint with 26 points. Michael Bain Jr. had 20. Jeffrey Henfield with 13. Gabrielle Rose with 10 points. The Gym Rats got 18 from Trevor Bain and Franklin Petion with 13 points. For Deshaun and Michael, it was a team effort, and for Coach Parry Thompson Sr., mission accomplished.
To be honest, it's just a bunch of great guys. I mean, to believe it or not, we actually friends off the court, so when we come on the court, we have great communication.
Well, it looked like you guys got communication tonight.
Yeah, the camaraderie with our team is at an all-time high. Everyone get along, and everyone knows their role, so we feed each other and we trust each other. That's key.
Steering this team for the past 3 years, finally is able to get, what he's looking for. The represent the Commonwealth Bank and the Commonwealth champions.
Congrats goes to Commonwealth Bank Giants, the BBF national champions. Ricardo Lightbon, ZNS Total Sports.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. Coach Marvin Henfield is used to having professional basketball players come through and work out with him at his academy. So he was not surprised when the country's 2 professional female basketball players showed up.
This has been a historical week for us because this is the first time that John Quell and Bo Waltia actually were in the gym together, working together. And at CSA Basketball Academy, we've been doing this for the last 8.5, almost 9 years. When I say this, every year I get about 10 to 15 pro players that come through and train with us during the summer. The thing I'd say that's best about what's happening now, in particular this year, is in the past we haven't had access to the gym, and many of our trainings were outdoors. I think the NSA have new mandates and I think new leadership, and I think that's been very impressive because they've opened the doors and they've welcomed in our pro players, athletes who want to come home and want to train, but unfortunately sometimes we have that impediment of access to facility.
After months of hard work in the gym and keeping up with a very strict diet, bodybuilders and fitness athletes are ready to show it all off. They'll get that chance at the upcoming Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation's National and Novice Championships.
Because right now it's no more building, it's more like a sculptor. You know, we already put the clay on, now we're just chiseling all the detail that the muscle could really get. We got what we call is drying out. Dropping the body fat level as low as we can, dropping the water level as low as we can. So when we get on the stage, we look like sculptures.
I can't say for anybody else, but for me, I push myself very hard every day to get to the point where I'm right now. But I don't know for other individuals who competing. But for me, I put myself separate because the way I push myself is unlimited.
That's your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Get your Carnival fix for just $59.99 when you purchase a Bonino Xylo Z with a 7-day combo plan, including unlimited WhatsApps, unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts, and rollover data. So get loose and get ready for the road with BTC every day.
Minister D'Aguilar, now the Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands. What are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to go to the Family Islands of the Bahamas to bring tourism back to our family of islands.
And there's no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau.
Let's go.
Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com today.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
News this Monday, Cuba's health ministry and the Pan American Health Organization signed an agreement on Wednesday in Havana that will allow the island to join a group of nations that receive financing to purchase medicine, vaccines, syringes, and other supplies. Health Minister Roberto Morales and the Director of PAHO, Carissa Etienne, signed the accord at the 3rd International Cuba Health Convention recently. The United Nations Emergency Food Relief Agency has issued an urgent appeal for nearly $46 million to feed some 350,000 impoverished migrants who crossed the border from Venezuela into Colombia, as well as host communities with pre-existing vulnerabilities. These efforts are part of a larger response plan drawn up by UN agencies in Colombia at the request of government to help address this crisis. On Friday, rating agency Standard & Poor's revised its outlook on Trinidad and Tobago to negative from stable and affirming its ratings, including a BBB+ long-term sovereign credit rating on the country. S&P expects Trinidad and Tobago's external imbalances to persist over the next 2 years, which will weaken the country's net external asset position.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, we have a stationary front system across the central Bahamas, which is also triggering some showers in the southeast Bahamas as well. But outside of our studios just now, we have partly sunny skies, temperature 84 degrees, a relative humidity at 61%. The winds are out of the north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure, 1,019.0 millibars. That is 30.09 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned. More weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. And that's a look at news in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the north is up next.
Completion of the OBAN EIA, U.S. Charge d'Affaires making a courtesy call on Grand Bahama, and a new policy creating tension as graduation approaches.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll-Parkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, Oban Energy is announcing that its environmental impact assessment will take more time to complete. The EIA for the controversial $5.5 billion oil refinery and storage facility for East Grand Bahama was initially projected to wrap up in 45 days. Oban officials noting the 45-day deadline applied to the first of 3 phases of the impact study: the storage facility impact, the refinery facility impact, and the offshore impact. But the government has requested that all phases of the EIA be completed and submitted at the same time. Now, officials say phase 1 of that storage facility impact has been completed, but it will take more time to complete the remaining focus areas of the report. Oban continues its pledge for an environmentally safe development project. In other news, Charge d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy in New Providence, Stephanie Bowers, making a courtesy call on the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson. Now, this is Bowers' first official trip to Grand Bahama since assuming office last month. While welcoming her to the island, Minister Thompson noted the cordial relationship shared between the Bahamas and the United States.
We are very pleased to welcome her and her team to Grand Bahama. We are sure that this is going to assist us in continuing the very important relationship that we have here with the United States. Grand Bahama also is very keen on continuing the relationship with the United States and continuing the relationship with the embassy. And we want to say what a pleasure it is to welcome her to the island of Grand Bahama on behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister.
Minister Thompson presented the U.S. official with a honey basket containing items produced here on Grand Bahama by a group of young people who participated in the youth program. Bowers thanked Minister Thompson for the warm welcome.
I am honored to be here. I'm recently arrived in the Bahamas, and I look forward as well to continuing our strong partnership. I think the United States and the Bahamas have mutually aligned goals, and we look forward to strengthening our partnership and moving forward together.
In other news, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce hosting a special workshop today on the Caribbean Export Development Agency's Direct Assistance Grant Scheme. Chairman of the Small Business Development Committee, Charles Pratt, says the workshop's aim was to make business operators more aware of how to access funding. During the workshop, applicants were taken through the process of applying for the grant.
We want to help them understand that it is a reimbursable funding scheme for small and medium-sized enterprises that are looking to grow their capacity to export or are currently exporting goods and services. And the scheme provides them with a 70% reimbursable funding for whatever monies they would have spent to grow their company.
The grant starts between 10 and 50,000 euros. Pratt notes that the call for proposal launched on the 23rd and has a deadline of June 4th at 4:30 p.m. Barbados time.
Each applicant would have to be awarded a certain score in the whole processing of their application, and then that score is ranked among the other awardees of the scheme from the other countries. And based on that ranking and based on the funds in the purse, the individual or the successful applicant would be entitled to whatever they applied for in terms of reimbursable grant.
In news from the Crime Beat, police in Abaco are investigating two matters: a shooting incident that has left a male dead and the arrest of a female for drug possession. In the first incident on Friday, April 27th, shortly after 9 p.m., police were called to the area off Charles Sawyer Highway in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Officers, upon arrival, discovered the lifeless body of a male with an apparent gunshot wound to the head. Now, the body was examined by doctors at the scene and pronounced dead. In the second incident on Friday, shortly after 11 p.m., police in Abaco, acting on information and armed with a search warrant, proceeded to a residence located in a government subdivision and discovered inside that residence a plastic bag containing a quantity of suspected marijuana, along with an electronic scale and cash in the amount of $200. Now, a female occupant of that home was arrested and taken into police custody. Police in Abaco are investigating both matters and are appealing to the general public for any information that can assist them. You can contact the police at telephone numbers 367-2560, 367-3437, 911-919, or you may contact your nearest police station. Meanwhile, members of the Grand Bahama Christian Council giving more details about its recent case before the court tonight. These Christian leaders say while they were taken aback by the allegations, they believe that they were guilty when it comes to adhering to the teachings of the Bible. Nearly a month after a private citizen hauled executive members of the Grand Bahama Christian Council to court, comes an explanation by members of the GBCC on the reasoning behind what the Christian body was accused of doing. Member of the council and pastor of Life Community Church, Cedric Beckel, says they were very surprised by this action.
The accusations brought against the Grand Bahama Christian Council representing the churches in Grand Bahama were: 1, that we collect tithes and offerings; 2, that we invite people to come to know the Lord Jesus Christ as Savior; and 3, that we call the edifices in which we worship churches. We stand guilty on the 3 of those charges, but we are proud to be guilty in that area.
The matter was heard in court before Magistrate Charlton Smith on March 28th, and according to Reverend Dr. Elvis Burrows, it didn't take long for the case to be dismissed.
And the judge, and rightly so, ruled that, number 1, he was in the wrong forum, and number 2, there was no basis in law for the charges that Pastor Beckles alluded to. So, make a long story short, the charges were thrown out. But what concerns me more than anything else was not so much that he brought the Christian Council to court, but I think it was important that the judge ruled the way he ruled, because sometimes a court case may seem very trivial, very innocent, but depending on how the judge rules, we are creating and setting precedents for future cases. And so we took it not for granted. We had a team of Christian lawyers who argued the case for us and made sure we had all the I's dotted and the T crossed, because I can see from where I sit as First Vice President, in the future we will have more challenges against the church, against the Christian Council and the Christian community at large, because the Bible states in the last days, the enemy is out to compromise and to minimize everything that God has put in place.
But Beckles believes that this is pointing to the end times which the Bible speaks about. But he adds that the church will not just sit back and allow these types of actions to prevail.
We are going to push back. We are not going to just roll over and play dead. We are soldiers of the Lord Jesus, and soldiers go to battle. And we are going to fight within the means of the law and within the means of scriptures.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
It's time to go green again
with tropical palms from Dolly Madison, Grand Bahama. You asked for it, and Dolly Madison's got it. Flowering trees, tropical palm trees, landscaping trees, indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, vegetable plants, and seeds galore.
It's time to go green again.
Yes, it's time to restore your yard and outdoor sanctuary. Make your home and garden green again. But hurry while supplies last.
Come on down now.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
Hi, sweetie. Could you give me
a high five?
No, honey. I was asking if
the
you could
remote
give me...
control?
No, I want
a kiss. You're so pretty.
Get the KFC Big Box! 2 pieces of chicken, fries, coleslaw, corn, and our new cinnamon biscuit bites, and a 20-ounce drink. Only at KFC Freeport. KFC, always original and finger-licking good. Get the KFC Big Box!
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Executive members of the Governor General's Youth Award Program traveled to Grand Bahama recently to host an information forum and recruitment drive for youth leaders. Deputy Chairman of the National Management Council, Anna Morel Martin, and part-time administrator for GGYA Grand Bahama, Elaine Gomez, both say that it is imperative to connect with youth groups in order to get more young people involved in the GGYA program.
It's very important for us to hold events as such so that we could reach more youth organizations so that the GGYA can grow and extend our reach, because every year we aim to reach more young people throughout the Bahamas. Over the years, GGYA has been the premier youth award for young people in the Bahamas. It fosters positive self-development skills, and it's a youth empowerment program. Skills and experiences that you cater here, you won't achieve them anywhere else.
We thought that we would invite youth leaders, principals, and guidance counselors so that they can know more about the program and encourage their students, the young people that they are working with. They can encourage them to become a part of the program.
Youth Officer Carla Brown-Roker says the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is pleased to partner with GGYA and to reach other young leaders.
We see a great opportunity where we can partner together to ensure that all of the organizations have a component where we are more environmentally friendly, where we can get our young people to be outdoors, giving service, taking care of our environment, and certainly building each other. We are certainly going to take up that offer that they have put out to us tonight, challenging us to come and be more involved in GGYA and to use the activities that the GGYA promote in the various organizations in Grand Bahama.
Well, members of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Rangers spending time in church this past Sunday. Chief Petty Officer Pedro Bain, presently attached to the Rangers section, leading the Rangers in worship. He says it is important for the youngsters to understand the importance of worshiping together.
We see the need that just the Rangers work on that discipline, but we realize, yes, they become leaders, but they need to have that moral aspect towards them so that they can be persons of integrity and persons of value. And so we decided to bring them here at Jubilee to ensure that their spiritual man is spoken to.
The GEMS Women's Ministry led the service on Sunday. Deacon Linda Turnquest admonishing Rangers and all in attendance that they can overcome failure when they live by faith.
So many times we fail, but we retain our value. And that's what's important. We retain our value to God. God's love for us does not waver. Failure is not an option. God will complete what he has started.
In other news, the 2018 Miss International World Pageant held on board the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line. The grand celebration shipped this weekend. This year, reigning queens of the pageant and volunteers of the Shuds Fund Incorporated visited the Grand Bahama Children's Home to donate 300 pairs of shoes to residents. CEO of the Miss International World and Miss Latina International, Angela Posolico, says it was a pleasure to partner with the charity to make the considerable donation to the home.
We were coming here for the pageant, and we just felt that it would be the right thing to do. So we asked the charity to come on board with us. They accepted. They loved the idea. And we just felt that, you know, because they do donate to children, this would be a perfect place to do a donation. There should be no one in the world, especially children, that should be left behind or be without.
Now, these reigning queens consider it an honor to be able to make the donation to the children's home.
Excited to be here and to help like all the kids from the Bahamas. Like, it's an honor. I love helping people, so being here and helping them, it's like the world to me, and it's all for the kids so they can be happy.
I'm very glad we're part of this. It makes us so proud organization to do something for the children of Bahamas.
It's just like a feeling that you can't really actually explain, and being able to come out here and actually be able to meet the children, be able to give them a pair of shoes, you know, it goes a long way.
NZ Jones, administrative assistant at the Children's Home, noted that the gift of shoes would assist the home in protecting and maintaining the well-being of the children entrusted in their care. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
This is Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Lawrence from Freeport inquired, "My wife has trouble falling asleep almost every night. What do you recommend for this?" Thanks for your question, Lawrence, and there are many others who have similar sleeping problems. Your wife has what we call insomnia. It is a sleep disorder where there is difficulty falling asleep and or staying asleep. Persons suffering from insomnia may also experience tiredness upon awakening, and if they wake up during the night, they have difficulty falling back asleep. Stress, certain medical conditions such as anxiety, depression, or sleep apnea, medications, caffeine, and nicotine can all have a negative effect on sleep. If left untreated, insomnia can pose serious health risks. Studies have shown that people with insomnia are found to miss work more often, have a higher risk of developing depression, and have overall poorer health. So here are some of my recommendations to prevent insomnia. Have a regular sleep schedule. Avoid caffeinated beverages late in the evening, and avoid taking naps in the evening. If these simple changes don't help, and you or your partner are still experiencing sleep problems, please discuss your symptoms with your doctor. Natural sleep aids and prescribed medications for insomnia are available. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
All last year, I fell in love with Belinda. But this year, I want to just kick it up a notch.
Did you hear about our new bamboo line?
When he started talking about you can still on TV.
Hold on, Dr. Love. Not that type of bamboo you're talking about. You ain't hear about the nice bamboo sheet. And you can get it in all colors. And if you ain't want it in the sheets, Dr. Love, you can get it in the pillows.
Thank God for island bedding.
Come and visit me at number 5, Queens Highway, Island Bedding.
Zion United Baptist invites you to their 47th annual district convention May 1st through the 6th, 7:30 p.m. nightly at Central Zion Baptist Church, downtown 8 Mile Rock. Plan to attend.
Where you going, mate? To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown at the Genesis Street Gear.
You ain't scared of Jones's Day.
It's Sports Time, everybody, and we're kind of light one tonight. This one goes out to the Hornets of Hugh Campbell Primary School. Yes, they are the primary school track and field champs. Well, Bahamas Basketball Federation Bunny Varsity Basketball Tournament came to a close Saturday night. The Jack Haywood Gym, the High Flyers and Saints started the ball bouncing. The Breezes High Flyers and Coca-Cola Saints in Division II Finals, and this was a doozy. The Saints Howard Hinsey to the hoop and an early run, but the Flyers, Jeremy Neely had the range, and that's in the arc to snuff it. The Saints with a quick timeout. The Flyers now sticking to that game plan. Here is it. Enrico Bethel with this one to Hank Davis, and that's the flush. The Breezes then caught the Saints defense sleeping, and this one counts as well. The perimeter game was working, and it's called stroking the rock. The paint was brutal. Watch Davis work for 2 of his 8 points the hard way. 43-30 Breezes at the break. Let's go to the fourth period. The Saints making a run. Sheandre Todd to Regis Cooper. He's working on a 21-point game. Regis and the Saints are simply making some things happen here. Flyers defense gave it to them. 67-59 to score in the game. The Flyers stayed on the game plan. Delano Forbes and hustling in the paint. He had 9 to boot. The Saints answer, Joshua Cornish. He's got the Banyan Lane shot here, 77-72. Hey, this one is still close. Well, the Flyers' Delano Forbes refused to give an inch and answered. The Flyers went to the foul tactics to kill the clock, but Clavon Clark was not phased at the charity stripe. Coca-Cola Reach Out Saints won at 87-79, and for Coach Dudley Sade, mission accomplished. Coach Danny Culmer was livid with the officiating.
We only lost 2 games all year. Our goal was to win the Commonwealth, and to see them fight through adversity tonight. Down 10 and didn't give up. Howard Hinsey didn't play, and the bench did an awesome job tonight.
This was the worst officiated game I ever been in basketball in my 20 years of coaching and my 10 years of coming to Grand Bahama. Those 3 referees are deplorable. They are deplorable. They never gave my team a chance, especially down the stretch. The referee could look at what calls violations being made and would not blow the whistle. This is deplorable.
The Coca-Cola Reach Out Saints, you are the Division II national champions. Regis Cooper, your MVP, with 21 points. Well, a Division I feature put up the Gym Rats against the Giants on center court. Let's go to those highlights. Fast Track Gym Rats opened the Division I finals of the perimeter game. The Commonwealth Bank Giants, Deshaun Taylor, 2, rose with the baseline move. Then Teron Cox found the range from the arc. Michael Bain with the ball in the dish to Jerome Atkins. The Gym Rats, Jabon Lightborn taking matters into his own hand. He'll get hacked and the basket. The Gym Rats back on track. Condell Beef Delancey netting the three-pointer. Michael Bain Jr. took exception. Nothing but nets. Michael working on a 21-point game. The Gym Rats, Franklin Pidion, also keeping this one close, 16-12 your score. Kipling Fowler in the game, and watch the power move in the paint. He gets the deuce. Deshaun and the Giants kept the pressure on, and the results have been positive. Deshaun was in his zone. Boy, he had a game. That's 2. He had 26 points. The Giants played team ball. Trevor Jeffrey Hansfield making it happen here, and the foul. Also, they're playing tempo ball here as well. The pass to Michael Bain. The flash move to the basket for the final. Okay, watch the perimeter game here. The Giants, Bain delivered. The Gym Rats, Petillon, also a bit bothered and answered with the tray. Michael Bain Jr. also got the last word of the break. 42-36, Giants are up. The Giants opened the third with simply jumping and making it happen to Rose. The Gym Rats, Desmond Butler with this power move and a kiss off the backboard. Keno Russell keeping the fast track close in this one. The ball was bouncing in the Giants' favor. Rose with the baby dunk and 10 points. Well, the Gym Rats kept the Stars going and make something happen here. Desmond to the hoop and the foul. 67-65, we've got a game. The fast track then went on a run and attacked the basket. Trevor Bain found a range from the tray. Michael Bain countered with a jump shot. Basketball is a game of runs, folks, and Jeffrey to Michael, you can count it. The Giants gave the Gym Rats a game to remember, and they got the win. 86-80 to score. Deshaun Taylor and Michael Bain Jr. said it was a team effort.
It feels good, you know. I got to play with a bunch of great guys. I mean, I talked about it in our last tournament. You know, these guys, they've been great. So I'm just excited to be a part of the team.
How does it feel for you to be playing with this kind of caliber team?
Oh, this is awesome. It's glad to be back on top. Someone back home told me Gym Rats never lose in nationals, so I told them I was going to prove them wrong.
Deshaun Taylor is your most valuable player. The Commonwealth Bank Giants are the Division I national champs, and congrats, guys. Way to go, guys. Lieutenant Hugh Campbell Primary School holding a special assembly this morning to celebrate their recent victory. Let Sabrina Brown fill you in.
The Hornets of Hugh Campbell celebrating a big win. The Hornets ran away with the primary school's track and field championship on Friday, beating out Freeport Primary School by 20 points. Coach Giselle Roll-Pinder says the students were determined to win.
We're excited that we have regained our title again. It's been 2 years. The students did an awesome job. Hats off to them. They worked really hard. They were determined to get the title back this year. We have lost for the last 2 years, and it feels great.
The Little Hornets dominating not only on the track, but in field events as well.
We accumulated most of our points from our under-sevens, the field events, and we had 11 persons in the 100 finals. And I think that's the most ever finalists that we have had in my 12 track seasons of being here at Hugh Campbell Primary School.
She says the young athletes worked hard to prepare for the meet, and it paid off.
This year we had 32 new athletes for the first time participating in the Island Sports Competition, so they did not know what to expect. So every day we tried lunchtime, after school practices just to get them ready so that they can have an idea of what competing was. This is actually some of their first time actually running on a track. So we worked hard. Lunchtime, they gave up their lunch hour. After school, we had to kind of fit it in with the softball. It was a lot of work.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Total Sports.
Congratulations to those Hornets. They did a great job. And Tabernacle won the Little School title. And let me tell you, they are all celebrating and making some things happen as well. And to Martintown, you Knights, you too are to be congratulated. Boston, Philadelphia tonight. I'm going to go watch that game. That's sports.
KMW Battery and Tire Sales is offering oil change special for just $49.99 plus VAT. Includes oil and filter. KMW is located on West Settlers Way.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only 2 types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick to Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags. Your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers, $1 Thrifty Hertz, and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
Tickets242.com has got your tickets for the Stage Star showing at the Regency Theatre, May 4th through the 6th, 11th, and 12th. Phone 727-1486. Mulligan's Restaurant Supply Store, where you can find all the essential products required by you or your catering companies, restaurants, and bars at the lowest prices. Their professional kitchen supplies, aluminum baking pan, foam products, paper and plastic products, cake boxes and boards in different sizes sold individually, sodas, juices and grocery items, seasonings, peanuts sold by the sack, commercial cleaning products, and also check out the wholesale and retail beers, wines, and spirits section. They're located on Yellow Pine Street. That's Mulligan's Restaurant and Supply Store.
I saw the pictures on the weekend.
Yes.
You all look good. Dallas Sigma Theater putting together the softball jamboree.
Yes.
I noticed you only took the picture.
No, I was a part of the cheering squad. Yeah, I was a part of the cheering squad, but we had a wonderful time.
Okay, children watching. Just want to make sure.
I didn't play.
All right, good. Now,
And
let's go.
Let's go into it for us here in the North on behalf of our entire ZNS News team.
I'm Ricardo Anthony.
I'm embarrassed. That's Shashina Roll Farkas in the Bahamas tonight continues. Why you call me up?
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Public health put on hold as nurses stage a sick out. Notices of eviction are pending for Shantytown residents. And legislating witness protection. We'll hear from the Attorney General. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
A crippling blow for public health care as nurses are a no-show on the job. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping news tonight, nurses in the public health care system staged a mass sick-out across the country today, significantly impacting health care services. Fern Carey tells us that the move is due to a number of issues that nurses want resolved.
Public health care nurses across the country staged a sick-out Monday, reportedly in an effort to bring attention to a number of outstanding issues. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands said the sick-out significantly impacted patient care and the delivery of medical services at public health care facilities.
There seems to be an illness that has befallen a number of nurses around the country that has resulted in 80% of the nurses in Abaco not being on the job. We have had to stop elective surgery. We've had to discharge a number of people that are in the hospital that could be potentially discharged. We have dramatically reduced services across the country in response. And so many people who may have traveled for care would be turned away.
The health minister said the sick-out apparently stems from a number of issues raised by the nurses' union, which he said the government is moving aggressively to address.
There was an outstanding grievance about mileage allowance that hadn't been paid to a number of nurses. I'm advised that those mileage allowance arrears have been settled and paid in the last last month. There were some issues about lump sum payments of $600 owed to a number of nurses. That has been paid. There was an issue of the 4-on, 4-off night shift matter, which had been the subject of negotiation.
Dr. Sands said the Public Hospitals Authority decided not to implement the shift change. He said as far as he is aware, the Nurses Union has no active matters before the Ministry of Health and its agencies. He urged the nurses to return to work and union leaders to return to the bargaining table.
The union decided that it would not make itself available for any negotiations until the 4th of May. And so to say that we are surprised and disappointed that this action would have been taken today would be an understatement. I apologize now to those persons who have been inconvenienced. I can assure the Bahamian public that we will continue to work aggressively to resolve whatever matter.
Now, we reached out to head of the Nurses Union, Amantha Williams, for a comment. However, our calls were not returned up to news time. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
The witness protection challenges in the country impacting the status of some cases before the courts. This revelation made by the Attorney General, Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel. He was sharing concerns while speaking in the Senate this morning on several bills, including the Criminal Evidence or Witness Anonymity Bill. The Attorney General recalled incidents where witnesses were murdered, homes were invaded, and families terrorized. He explains how the impact is still being felt.
Cases cannot go forward right now because of these concerns. It is in the best interest, and the 2011 Act provides adequate safeguards. The judge has to be requested. The judge has a statutory duty, which the judge would exercise in any event, to balance the interests of justice against the right of a jury, ordinarily, to see and assess every aspect of the witness. Now, because the face is hidden and the voice is disguised, doesn't mean that the jury won't be able to assess things like, movements and pauses and other things. But the judge assesses based on the seriousness of the charge, the nature of the offense, the submissions by the prosecution, submissions by the defendants. He does the weighing and balancing.
Now, Mr. Bethel noted that in the amendment, once the judge makes a decision regarding protection, he or she is mandated to give specific warnings to the jury regarding the evidence in the case.
The Constitution of the Bahamas requires a fair trial. There's nothing about this amendment that will make a trial unfair, because the witness is still subject to cross-examination in front of the jury. The witness is still liable to have their evidence weighed in the scales by the jury. And at the end of the day, we think that this bill is necessary in the public interest and in the interest of the due administration of justice.
In other news, Phase 2 of the Over-the-Hill Rejuvenation Project begins in May and will run through April 2019. This announced in a presentation at the Ministry of Finance today. Director of Economic Development, Plan and Planning in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicola Virgil Rowe, gave a detailed look at the Over-the-Hill Community Development Partnership Initiative white paper. The initiative promises tax concessions for businesses and improved housing conditions for residents.
If you are redeveloping your land or your building, you can have customs relief, duty relief, and you have a period of 2 years from the time you apply to use that customs exemption. So you will go into Inland Revenue, they will work out, for example, I want to do XYZ, a reasonable cost is $50,000, you have a $50,000 exemption, you have 2 years then to use that exemption. And as was mentioned previously, to prevent fraud, we are looking at vendors where we can do an electronic card system so that we can monitor that.
Last week, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis tabled the Over-the-Hill Initiative white paper in the House of Assembly. Each year, the government has made a commitment to spend $5 million on the project. Centerville MP Reese Chipman says a portion of his constituency is part of the initiative, and he looks forward to the project's development.
Centerville does plan to have a strategic paper for the constituency itself that will be aligned with the action plan and, of course, the white paper and any laws or legislation that may apply to the overall project. So we're looking at a community that's rejuvenated, revitalized. We're looking at social and economic empowerment. We're looking at to see the results as well.
Health officials say the critical shortage of beds at the Princess Margaret Hospital continues to be a challenge. The matter reportedly stems from a large number of boarders who are discharged patients who are still being provided with meals and lodging in the nation's premier healthcare facility. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands said while there has been a reduction in the number of boarders, the challenge persists.
We would have had the consultant staff go around the hospital and identify any patient who could be safely discharged from hospital today. Surgeries have been canceled. Procedures have been canceled. Clinics have been canceled. And so there's an artificial modification in the hospital census. Again, none of these problems go away.
Well, still ahead tonight, Ragged Islanders plead for assistance as another hurricane season approaches. And the government high school honors 6 very special former students. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
Guys, come on. It's time to go. We are the team, man.
Genius. On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $12. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
Home is more than where the heart is. Home is where the children feel safe, a place where family comes first. Come home today with a BOB residential mortgage. Enjoy attractive rates with up to 25 years to repay, or use the equity in your home to fund home improvements or other worthwhile needs. Isn't it time you came home to a place of your own? Talk with us today. BOB, your bank of solutions.
Available at Jimmy's Liquor Store or your favorite restaurant or liquor stores throughout the Bahamas.
Company's most favorite things to do is to go into our schools and spend some time with the students there. And today we are going into the lower Dedmanski Primary School, where the excitement level for reading goes through the roof.
But the very next minute I proved he was wrong. But just at that minute, a chap came along.
Miss Diane Lockhart came in, and she did an awesome job, and the students were very, very much interested in what was happening. And I must say that we had about 251 book reports for the month of March. So our students went out and they read and wrote reports. We try to encourage them every day every day the importance of literacy, the importance of reading.
We were privileged to come to one of our adopted schools, Lower Dedmanski Primary, and we were able to read to the kids. We have so many places in the world where children are not afforded that opportunity, and so they're blessed, and we were glad that we can contribute in that way.
We are a company about the community. They give to us and we give back to them, because we are a company that ensures that from Grand Bahama Street to Inaugural that we cover area, island, rock and key and make everybody happy.
Oh, what a great day of reading it has been for the students here at the Lower Dedmanski Primary School. And before we leave, we're going to give the last word to the school's head girl.
Thank you, BTC.
And we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Bahamians throughout the islands of the Bahamas should start brushing up on their French in anticipation of the influx of French travelers thanks to the new partnership between Bahamas Air and Air Caribbean. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from the French travel operators.
What I love about the Bahamas is that there are many islands and each one is different, so you can satisfy each client, and the client can come back few times, and he's always satisfied.
We rate product with a lot of charm, boutique hotels, and our clients want to visit out island as well. So we discover Bahamas little and little, and we are really happy to be in Nassau and Atlantis.
We have many clients asking for Bahamas now, and many of them are asking for combination with USA or Canada, but also most of people are asking for stay put in Bahamas.
What I really like in Bahamas are the Bahamians. They are just so smiley and so nice. It's really a pleasure to be here.
And just to recap, the new interline agreement allows French travelers on Air Caribe's direct flight to San Salvador to hop on a Bahamas Air flight to Nassau and then on to other islands if they wish. 9 French tour operators tested out the new connection to visit Nassau, Freeport, Eleuthera, and Harbor Island.
The reaction is gorgeous. I'm very happy. They are surprised by the product, the quality, the ambience, and all what makes the Bahamas so appealing.
The Ministry of Tourism and Aviation will work closely with those tour operators to ensure that more French travelers are visiting as many islands of the Bahamas as possible. Read more on tourismtoday.com. I'm Nakia Christie, and this is Tourism Today.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
After completing surveys in various shanty towns across the capital, a task force is preparing to issue eviction notices. Minister of Labor, Senator the Honorable Dion Folks, who heads the Shantytown Task Force, says about 90% of the surveys in New Providence were completed on the weekend. Mr. Folks noted that residents were very cooperative and the group was able to collect the necessary data. Now he says they'll move into another phase to allow residents to seek new accommodations.
The next step now is to begin the process of notification. We intend to give all of the residents a 3-month notice period for them to vacate. Every home that is not built to code will be given a legal notice. The reason why we're giving the 90-day notice is to give families sufficient time to find alternate housing accommodation. 60% of the residents of the shanty towns are children. And as you know, they are in school now. So we anticipate that during the summer months would be the proper time for them to make that transition.
Mr. Folks says similar surveys will be carried out in the Mud community in Abaco.
Yeah, we have a committee in Abaco comprising of about 10 members, the working committee. We have an overall committee that has about 40 persons on it. And that is chaired by Mrs. Duncombe, the senior administrator in Marsh Harbor. They are going to begin their survey sometime the middle of May. That's a much larger task, as you know. The mud and pigeon pea, they are huge areas, and that may take a little longer.
Members of Restoration Ragged Island are calling on the government to address the outstanding needs of the island, which they say includes an adequate supply of potable water. Duncantown, Ragged Island, home to about 50 residents, was devastated by Hurricane Irma last September. Chairman of the association, Ellery Lockhart, says the temporary supply of water on the island is not sufficient to support reconstruction efforts.
People are really stressed. You can imagine going into hurricane season with the same issues that you had last year. So these will definitely be compounded. Give us the basic necessities, the things that every Bahamian take for granted. Those are the things that we would like to see restored back to the community of Ragged Island.
Committee member Donovan Monroe noted that there's still a need for roofing materials and other building supplies and a health professional. This as the 2018 hurricane season starts in just 32 days on June 1st.
There are people whose homes have been devastated since September and not a single construction has been done. Reason why? Lack of water. Water has not been in existence on the island, and not only that, there's no nursing that's there. If somebody falls down, cuts themselves, or has an accident, there's no one there to provide any kind of triage support. And we're not going to tell any of our residents to go do any of that kind of construction without a nurse being present, because you know it can happen. Accidents happen, somebody can cut themselves severely, and they can bleed to death because no one knows how to treat the wound immediately.
With major commercial banks closing several operations throughout the country recently, many Bahamians wonder if banking giants Royal Bank of Canada and Scotia would be completely pulling out of the Bahamas as well. But top officials from both institutions have stated that they remain committed to serving Bahamian consumers. Minister of Financial Services, Trade and Industry, the Honourable Brent Simonet, says the closures provide a double edge because, while he understands the need for banks on various islands, he says Bahamians will also have to adapt to how banking is changing as it moves away from the traditional brick and mortar to a machine. He did confirm to ZNS News that Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Peter Turnquest, has asked officials at the Bank of the Bahamas to consider filling the void. But at the end of the day, he says, given the country's geographical makeup, it provides these commercial banks with a unique challenge, especially on those family islands.
From being 100 miles long, you know, everyone wants a bank in the north, wants a bank in the center, wants a bank in the south, wants a bank in Spanish Wells, Harbour Island. It's just not feasible for some of the banks. But we've seen a growth in money transfers, Western Union and a couple of the others coming back in the market to fill that void. Some islands just don't have the number of people, and also you have to look at the type of business. For instance, if an island is very, let's say, cash rich, whatever the local industry is, all they're doing is depositing money. So the bank's not lending money because they have, so they'll be buying their own cars. So, and really the banks are making money off of fees and interest.
The government high school has been in existence since April 27, 1925, and for the last 93 years has educated thousands, many whom have gone on to become great nation builders. Today, during a special assembly at its Yellow Elder campus, staff and students saluted 6 former students, including 3 former prime ministers. Here's Siaska Adderley.
6 former GHS students, all nation builders, all from humble beginnings, were honored for their outstanding achievements during an unveiling and renaming ceremony. They include 3 former prime ministers, Sir Lyndon Pinling, Right Honorables Hubert Ingram and Perry Christie, and former Governors General Sir Alvo Turnquest, Arthur Hanna, and Dame Ivy Dumont. Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, saluted the honorees, noting how they are all well deserving of the honor.
I am, like our honorees today, the product of a values-centered era in which the God-ordained principles of elegance, delayed gratification, empathy, compassion, and holy grit were the essentials of proficient living. These are the ethical standards that we at the ministry wish and seek to enflesh in our young people today. Like manners and sense, as my grandmother always told me, they will take you through the world.
Dame Ivy says it's a particularly proud moment for her. She urged students to wear their royal blue and white uniforms with pride.
The uniform of Government High School started many, many years ago. It has been a proud emblem. And everybody knows that when you put that on, you walk tall with your head up and your shoulders back, and nobody's school is as good as yours. And so when I see Government High School students, I am proud. I'm proud because once I wore that uniform, and after I had washed and starched my uniforms on a Friday evening or a Saturday morning, I felt as if I had achieved the world.
Former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, noted how the school's theme, preserving our history, embracing our future, is fitting.
It is so important for us in our country to record our history, because the history of a country is made up of the stories of men and women who distinguish themselves. And the compilation of their life stories interwoven, put into a book, becomes the story of a nation.
Obi Pinling himself, a GHS graduate, spoke on behalf of his father, the late Celindan Pinling.
My mother told me she couldn't be here this morning and asked me if I could come in her stead. And for most of you who know me, I don't do this official stuff very well, and I hate it. But because it was for Government High School, my school, I said, hell yeah, no question.
Designated areas of the Yellow Elder campus were renamed after the honorees in commemoration of the historic occasion. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson. Negotiations on the Grand Lucayan Resort has ended. The Grand Lucayan deal will make Grand Bahama a unique destination. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, says the deal is alive and goes beyond transferring the hotel's ownership. In his address at the Business to Business Expo at Pelican Bay Resort last week, Thompson says when the deal is complete, Bahamians can expect two well-known hotel brands on the island. In other business news, the $30 million 36 condominium on Paradise Island is almost complete, and 65% of the units are sold. Aristo Development Director of Sales and Marketing, Marco, says the company is pleased with the project's development and the response it's generating. 36 is the first new multi-family residential development on Paradise Island in a decade. And in international business news, a new powerhouse has been born in the oil industry. Marathon Petroleum reached a $23 billion deal on Monday to scoop up rival Endeavor, creating the largest oil refinery in the United States. The company will be able to process more than 3 million barrels of crude per day, representing 16% of the U.S. total capacity. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASUS Savings, Fixed Deposits, and Preferred Client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
I've been a customer for the past 2 years, and I will say the quality of the service is very good. During my trip to Andros, I was connected the entire trip, so that was really good. I was able to contact my family members and let them know how the trip was going. We touched land, we're here, so it was very good, and I really appreciate that. And also during times like when we had the storm, it was really good to have that service to reach out to our loved ones to make sure everyone is okay. And I really appreciate Alive for that. And even when there's a little technical difficulty, they always send out a little text message to let us know exactly what's going on. I'm happy to be alive, and I believe in best.
Not all water is created equal. Consider this. You've got many sources of drinking water at your disposal, and they seem like viable options. But are they? Now consider this, quenching your thirst with water that's perfectly pure. AquaPure water has been tested and proven to be perfectly pure. If quality matters to you, reach for a bottle of AquaPure. Be sure, AquaPure.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat, and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on pastry.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
The Home Gallery, formerly the Sleep Gallery. We're still the home of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattress, and so much more. We now carry an exquisite selection of fine linens, comforter, duvets, bath towels, rugs, and a wide assortment of home accessories. Everything you need to beautify your bed, bath, and home. You have to see it to believe it. The Home Gallery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cable Beach Shopping Plaza, Westridge.
Also now open at Harbor Bay.
Are beauty. We aim to make you smile, and that is our duty. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you've been. If it matters where you start, begin with a mildew rose design. Begin with a mildew rose design.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan, and the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50. Car mat sets from $8.45 and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of April, Napa brakes and brake components are 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
Come a little closer, just a little closer. There you go. No matter what you do, what you say, just look at that camera right now.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory at East Avenue, Centerville and Sandyport celebrates 20 years of providing quality laboratory services with timely results. While partnering with your physicians and insurance companies, we have expanded into our modernized facility providing EKG testing, the latest in gonorrhea and chlamydia STD tests, rapid tests, paternity screens, online reporting of results, and also phlebotomy training. Visit or call Bonaventure Medical Lab, open daily at 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m., or visit our Sandyport or Southside Clinic locations.
Welcome back. Fresh off Survival Weekend, Carnival revelers and band owners are now making final preparations for this weekend's Bahamas Carnival. In this week's edition of Things You Should Know, Cleopatra Murphy tells us what's in store for Bahamas Carnival, one of 52 in the region, set for May 4th through 6th.
Despite government withdrawing its finances from what was Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival, Bahamas Carnival will go on this weekend thanks to the help of the private sector through Palantra Media. President of the Carnival Band Owners Association, Dario Tyrelli, says when revelers take to the streets in their costumes for the main show Saturday, it will be a fantastic show for onlookers, but an even better time for participants. So he is urging all to pick a band and get in line.
You get a whole package when you buy a costume. You get a drawstring bag, you get a t-shirt, you get a tumbler, a 16-ounce tumbler. Of course, you get the costume, and then you get all day drinks and you get food on the parade. You can't get nothing better than that for the price that we give the market. That's a great value, but you create a lifetime experience.
17 Carnival bands have registered to participate this year, but Tyrelli says he anticipates a few of those bands will merge. He anticipates more than 8,000 people in 13 different groups will take to the road as they compete for the top band, but groups will come out as one mass.
We'll go out as one big unit on the road and give the spectators and our revelers, who's paid customers, the best experience they can get and expose the country to the world. This is the greatest street festival. Carnival is the biggest industry outside of tourism for this country right now. And so our job is to, create jobs, put heads in beds, and have fun while we do it.
Tyrelli says he is disappointed that the Music Masters competition is now gone, but says he is grateful that the 3 concert days will continue, with acts like Machel Montano, Dexter Garcia, and DJ Khaled, along with Bahamian artists set to take the stage. With Bahamas Carnival in its 4th year, Tyrelli says there is room for Carnival to grow, and given an opportunity, it will continue to flourish while providing opportunity for Bahamians.
We're tying every element of this industry with every Bahamian possible, so we can make sure owners, not the foreigners, make sure the Bahamians are involved in this industry year-round. The Junkanoos could make money year-round as designers because they're the best designers in town. Musicians are making money, suppliers are making money, taxi drivers are making money, hotels are making money, the merchants, the liquor merchants are making a ton of money because, there's a fete every weekend, sometimes there's 5 fetes.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, as we told you, Bahamas Carnival is set for this weekend and the excitement is building. This week we'll bring you some of the principals behind the scenes who are preparing the groups to get ready for the road. Tonight we're joined in studio by Mr. Calvin Balfour of Ecstasy. Mr. Balfour, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. I was hoping you'd come in your costume. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, but unfortunately I was out doing a number of things, and I didn't know that I was going to be here, so I'm not wearing an Ecstasy shirt, which I should have been wearing, and we're ready.
So tell me a little bit about your group and what it took to get ready for this weekend.
It took planning, 6 months, 7 months of planning, and costume designing, costume preparations, and that's basically what it takes. Marketing, costume designing, and a lot to get ready for Carnival.
Can I still get in on it? And I'm sure there are others who, that fever has hit them just a few days out who may still want to jump in the line.
Yeah, you can get in on it. We're almost sold out, fortunately. It's beginning to grow in the Bahamas. Carnival is a business, and it's intended to be a business, and that's what we're going to make it, a business. And we're almost sold out, but you can get in on it last minute.
And finally, just before we go, I imagine there are pros and cons to the government not backing this particular festival. What's your take on that?
I wouldn't get into that because I understand what Carnival was intended to be. it's a business. It was intended to create opportunities for small businesses, inner city businesses, inner city persons, and the government will get on board, I'm sure.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Calvin Balfour of the Carnival Group Ecstasy. Good luck to you, and thanks for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, stay tuned. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. We'll be back after this.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
If you love seafood, it has to be fresh. Nobody understands this better than Geneva Brass Seafood. Yes, we're back for your wholesale or retail supply of fresh conch, lobster, grouper, jack, snappers, whatever. Geneva Brass Seafood, Eden Street off Arrington Road. Call 422-5349 or 803-5153. Geneva Brass Seafood open 7 days a week. Say you heard this ad on radio for your 474 coupon and get 5% off store-wide. Geneva Brass Seafood. It couldn't be more fresh unless you go and get it yourself.
Meet the Smith family. They're on vacation in the Caribbean. Since they aren't familiar with the islands and they want no hassle of renting a car, they downloaded Get Me Ride from their app store, a transport service in the Caribbean to provide safe and reliable transportation. All they need to do is open the app, input their location, and set their destination. Next time you need a ride, let Get Me Ride be there for you.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
It's time for your first check of weather. We head over to the weather desk with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Hey there, Basil.
Hi, Keisha. We're going to take a look right now at temperatures around the Family Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 79 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll Key, also 79. A little cool in Marsh Harbor at 76 degrees. In the Berry Islands, 77. 77 also in Harbor Island, Eleuthera. Roxanne Eleuthera 78, Staniel Key in the Exuma Chain 78, a couple more 78s in Kemp Space, South Andrews, and Fresh Creek in Central Andrews. Here in the capital, the mercury column got up to 79 degrees. A little further south into San Salvador, Rum Key, Otterstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, all at 77. In Betsy Bay, Maguana, 80 degrees. Crooked Island, 78. 78 in Clarencetown, Long Island. Ragged Island, 78 as well. Ackland's 80 degrees. Matthewtown in Agua, 82. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwest and central parts of the country, the winds will be out of the northeast around 15 to 20 knots, and that means caution flags are up for you small boaters. Wave heights choppy at 4 to 7 feet. High tide, that will take place later on tonight at 8:15 in the southeast Bahamas. Winds not too bad. They will be out of the east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then tomorrow in the northwest and central islands, caution flags once again as that northeast flow will continue at 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights once again 4 to 7 feet. High tide 8:33 in the morning. Low tide at 2:38 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas, winds increasing 12 to 18 knots. Out of the northeast, wave heights building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, and so we'll put caution flags up for the southeast Bahamas as well tomorrow. And then we go into Wednesday for the northwest and central islands, winds becoming northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet. High tide 9:14 in the morning. Your low tide will take place at 3:17 in the afternoon. For the southeastern islands, northeast to east 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I saw you with your boyfriend just the other night. He had you snatched up, y'all really tight. I'm not that kind of fella who like OPP, but I must admit, y'all, I feel a little jealousy. Every time I see ya, I break the golden rule. I had a crush on you, y'all, from we was in high school.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. It can be hard to decide when to see a doctor, whether it's a bad cold, a funny-looking mole, or that nagging pain that just won't go away. It can be hard to know when you should be seen by a doctor. There are no set rules that tell you when to go and when to wait, but some general guidelines might help you the next time you're trying to decide. There are some common illnesses and problems we may deal with from time to time. Many of them can be managed at home, like the common cold or flu, vomiting, diarrhea, headache, digestive issues, back pain, head injury, menstrual issues, and mental health concerns. Sometimes these symptoms can progress or change, and that is when it's best if they're addressed by a doctor. If you aren't sure what to do, call your doctor. He or she, or even a nurse in the office, can tell you if you should make an appointment. Most people don't go to the doctor unless they are sick or they have a problem, but you should start by seeing your doctor when you're well. By seeing your doctor routinely, you can stay on top of your health. He or she can provide preventative health screenings and monitor your health over time. This allows them to catch diseases early and help you manage them before they progress into more serious conditions. How often you routinely see your doctor depends on your health. Many doctors recommend you come in once a year for a checkup. But if you have problems or a chronic condition, such as heart disease or diabetes, you will likely be seen more often. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
To the greatest mother in the world, thank you. Happy Mother's Day from the both of us.
This is for me.
Oh my gosh!
So this is what we doing now? Okay, bro, watch this. For me, I have a surprise for you. Come with me.
You got to be kidding me.
Don't let your sibling one-up you this Mother's Day. Come on down to Carnival, Bahamas and catch their Mother's Day sale today.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Meet the Smith family. They're on vacation in the Caribbean. Since they aren't familiar with the islands and they want no hassle of renting a car, they downloaded Get Me Ride from their App Store, a transport service in the Caribbean to provide safe and reliable transportation. All they need to do is open the app, input their location, and set their destination. Next time you need a ride, let Get Me Ride be there for you.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Monday. Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resource, who has responsibility for regattas, Renwood Wells, was among dignitaries attending the closing ceremony of the 65th National Family Island Regatta held in Georgetown, Exuma on the weekend. Wells, who brought brief remarks, praised the skippers and spoke about the beauty of the island.
For the 65th time, the unmatched beauty of the waters of Elizabeth Harbor has hosted sailors from throughout the islands of the Bahamas. The wider community of Exuma has once again hosted the Bahamas and indeed the world in competition, culture, and camaraderie. And I can say that that song is ringing in my ear, and I understand what it means now when it says, "Oh Lord, we didn't know Exuma sweet like that."
Area Representative for Exuma and Rygat Island, Chester Cooper, was also on hand at the closing ceremony and too brought brief remarks.
Those of you who are here for the first time, I trust that this will not be your last. And of course, I am always honored to pay homage to the National Regatta Committee, Commodore Danny Strawn for the hard work and diligence. And I congratulate Exuma for the sustainability of this regatta over the past 65 years.
The Bahamas men's national beach soccer team played in their first international soccer tournament on the weekend. Here's Amajal Knowles with the report.
The Bahamas Beach Soccer Cup concluding yesterday with Mexico taking home the top prize. A rough go for the men's national team, who fell 4-2 to the USA. Although our boys played hard over the duration of the three-day tournament, they were unable to secure a victory. Gavin Christie on yesterday's loss.
We had our chances. The only difference is we didn't put them away, you know. We had 3-4 chances where we should have scored, and unfortunately we did not, and was only able to come out with one goal.
Christie also spoke to the importance of playing tough international competition.
To have world-class teams here like Spain, Mexico, USA, these are top-notch teams in the world, and to have them here on our soil is just amazing, you know, to have here and play against some of the best in the world.
Speaking of which, the Bahamas played eventual champions Mexico on Friday. Striker Nestle St. Jean says the team could have put them away, but did not capitalize on missed opportunities.
We know it's going to be a tough game, so we came out and played a good first quarter, and we just had chances and we didn't put them away. Like, for example, me, I had one and hit the post, and then I had a bicycle and missed, so we had chances and we didn't put them away.
The players also made a special thanks to the fans who turned out in spite of some inclement weather. For ZNS Old Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Thank you so much, Amajal. The Bahamas Basketball Federation National Bunny Lavarity Round Robin Championships was staged in Grand Bahama on the weekend. Our Ricardo Lightborn brings us the play-by-play.
The Reach Out Saints and the Providence Breezes High Flyers played for the Division II title. The Flyers led 43-38 at the break. The Saints went on a run and led 58-55 after 3. Well, the Reach Out Saints took the Division II title with an 87-79 win. Regis Cooper led the Saints to 21 points and named Tournament MVP. As far as the Flyers, Jeremy Neely had 17 points, and a happy Coach Dudley said,
"We represent Grand Bahama. I waited 3 years for this, and we finally got the comeback. It's a good feeling because we didn't give up tonight, and it really shows that we have to win with a team and not individuals."
The Division I title went to New Providence as the Commonwealth Bank Giants scored and put it to the fast-track Gym Rats 86-80. Deshaun Taylor working in the paint with 26 points. Michael Bain Jr. had 20. Jeffrey Henfield with 13. Gabrielle Rose with 10 points. The Gym Rats got 18 from Trevor Bain and Franklin Petition with 13 points. For Deshaun and Michael, it was a team effort, and for Coach Parry Thompson Sr., mission accomplished.
To be honest, it's just a bunch of great guys. I mean, to believe it or not, we actually friends off the court, so when we come on the court, we have great communication.
Well, it looked like you guys got communication, right?
Yeah, the camaraderie with our team is at an all-time high. Everyone get along, and everyone knows their role, so we feed each other and we trust each other. That's key.
You know, steering this team for the past 3 years, finally is able to get, you know, what he's looking for. The represent Commonwealth Bank and the Commonwealth champions.
Congrats goes to Commonwealth Bank Giants, the BBF National Champions. Ricardo Lightborn, ZNS Total Sports.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Yeah, child, I can ride this right on this rim. Y'all guess what? What? I ain't got no spare. Let me just get a jump from the hacker. Nah, this flat. Guess what, bruh? If you back around the corner of Wolf Road, there's a tire too. I go in there right now. No one looking nosy, Shirley. You know, shut up in my head in the back there. Stop making nerds. Hey, sweet boy. Give me one of them tires. And while you at it, check this bag.
Epic Wolf Road now has tires too. Why not replace your tires on the weekend? Wolf Road is open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit us today.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
It's the month of May Mother's Day Prize Palooza. Just buy these products
and enter to win great gift cards or cash for your mom. There'll be 2 winners every week in the month of May Mother's Day Prize Palooza.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have a starlit frontal boundary across the central Bahamas, and that will continue to trigger a few showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm in the central and southeastern Bahamas. Behind that, high pressure is building, meaning the winds will be pretty brisk for the next several days. So boaters, you exercise caution, both in the northwest and central Bahamas. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy with a late night shower very possible. Your low temperature getting down to 74 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny and breezy again with spotty showers in the forecast. High temperature of 86 degrees. Extended forecast, keeping a few showers in the forecast right into Wednesday, and then we'll bring back the sunshine on Thursday, heading into the weekend. But it seems to though the breezy conditions will continue. So if you're into boating, this is not the week for you. So just enjoy some other outdoor activity. And before we close, I have one birthday shout out. Johnny Moon Archer celebrates his birthday today. So from his Dalton friends, we wish you all the best.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. Have a good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This program is made possible by the sponsorship of BTC and Commonwealth Bank, and by viewers